Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Free Table Gamers. I believe this is episode 39. I'm here with Ashton as always.
Hey guys, what's up?
Alright, starting off where we was last week, well, where we ended out last week. Still definitely relevant,
Yeah.
well before it's going to be relevant anyways, but Call of Duty 2023 uh, is announced.
Yeah, so apparently it's reported that it's going to be called Modern Warfare 3 and it's going to be made by Sledgehammer Games. But here's the report. It says a new report suggests that the new Call of Duty game reportedly set for release this November will be called Modern Warfare 3, and insider gaming sources revealed the title of the game. This year, Call of Duty game will reportedly be developed by Sledgehammer Games with Activision's network of other teams supporting. The game will reportedly feature a campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and a new map for Warzone 2. The new map is reportedly called Los Almas and will come during Season 1, which is reportedly set for sometime at the start of December. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies mode will basically be Outbreak 2.0, Insider Gaming reported. The site went on to report that Activision is holding internal discussions now to determine if this should be included in the premium release or released separately as a free to play game. So there's a lot, coming in the next game, obviously, but Modern Warfare 3, it's the same thing as Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. There's already been a Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, they're running out of
I guess.
ideas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, name-wise, I can understand why Sledgehammer is doing it. They know that there was, but the original free Modern Warfares were made by Infinity Ward,
Yeah.
while Sledgehammer didn't come into the game until Advanced Warfare. That's who initially made Advanced Warfare. That's was the new upcomer whenever that
Yeah.
game was, well, 2014, I believe so,
Yeah.
is when they was a newcomer Call of Duty franchise. But for Sledgehammer, I guess that's their reasoning behind it is okay, we can name it this, even though the series has already had it named this, but we never named the game
Yeah, that's true.
this. And so I can understand now why they're calling it the Modern Warfares when in reality, which also makes sense why it's a Modern Warfare with zombies in it.
You're right. That's odd. I was thinking that too.
So now it's starting to come full circle now that I realize that Sledgehammer is has been making the Modern Warfare series since I mean, obviously they're not remakes, but the not even revamps, but I mean, free completely whole new games at this point. Well, going to be free new games at this point.
I think they'd be better off
So,
just remaking the original Modern Warfares.
oh, I agree. I agree completely,
Modern Warfare
but
3
that's
is
not
the
the right
best,
way.
like, out of the three.
Yeah, but I mean, I know they done it a little bit. Like they brought back certain maps off of each one. Like I believe in Modern Warfare 2, they brought back Rust and
Yeah.
all that other fun stuff. So they paid homages to the Infinity Ward versions, but obviously they're not going to have Spec Ops since they're having zombies.
That was the best part about Modern Warfare 3 was the spec up. But I believe
They
Sledgehammer Advanced Warfare was the first that they developed by themselves, but I believe they did help with Ghosts.
they did, but Infinity Ward was still
Right.
the on
Main
top of the
in
project.
control, but they did help. But yeah, Advanced Warfare was the first one they done by themselves. But I understand what you're saying that they've never made a Modern Warfare 3, but just come up with an original name.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot, with it being Sledgehammer, they could easily made it. I mean, even if they would have, because storyline, I mean, I'm sure they're probably going to take our ideas now, but for storyline, they could knock it back. Like they could have used Advanced Warfare and done a series off of it and dropped the exosuits since everyone
Yeah.
did. I mean, since for the most part people didn't like it, it would have been that easy. Be like, oh, okay, we got so technologically advanced that we destroyed everything, and we pretty much got to start back up from the ground up and get, you know, modernized and go on through. That could have been an easy storyline.
Yeah, but why not? Why make your own ideas when you can just take somebody else's and keep going with what they got?
Yeah, I guess that's the world of a podcaster.
Right. Yeah,
You
pretty
make all
much.
these topics.
I can make some up. They just won't be. Nobody want to listen to them. Nobody
That's right.
care.
But yeah, I mean, I like I said, that's my logic behind it. They could have easily went with more advanced warfares, but where that game was so hit or miss with the communities, because even you and me had completely different opinions on how we felt about that game.
Yeah, I didn't really care a whole lot for it. I did like Black Ops 3, which they kind of had exosuits, but you were jumping
Yeah,
in the air and stuff, but it was made better, in my opinion, in Black Ops 3.
like I said, you and me have a bunch of similar opinions on a lot of stuff, and that game is one of the things that we're completely different end of the spectrums on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole entire community is exactly like that feeling. So it was one of those things, like I said, yeah, they could continue the storyline on Advanced Warfare and had their own thing going, even with the exo zombies, and just keep the exosuits in there for the zombies mode. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, no, they're not Treyarch zombies, but
They're
they was still
decent.
pretty good at, yeah,
They're decent. I didn't mind the zombies in that game. But Treyarch will always be the king of zombies, the original.
definitely. But like I said, when it comes down to campaigning and naming a game, that's what we're here for at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Except it's kind of hard to screw up with zombies. I mean, in all actuality,
It's been done.
I know it's been done. It's still hard to do.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one. GameStop is selling Tears of the Kingdom for $20, but there's a catch with it. And this one is technically not relevant because we were supposed to record yesterday, and yesterday was the last day of it, but it was already in the pre-works, and we just had some miscommunications with what time we was going to get recording yesterday.
Yeah. Mine says it's through today, May 20th.
I seen the 19th, but
Oh.
they, if it's still available today and you're watching live, or go for it,
It's
man.
one of the perks of watching us live. You'll get up to date news on the last day, and you can take advantage of it. If you don't watch us
That's right.
live, that's what you get. But anyway, yeah, GameStop is selling Tears of the Kingdom for $20, but it says GameStop will happily sell Nintendo's $70 The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, to you for only $20. As long as you complete the sacrifice, trade in two of your favorite games. It says the offer is available today, May 12th. Well, not today, but the day of release and the day of this article through May 20th, which is today, the day of recording. And the trade in for $50 store credit must be made while purchasing Tears of the Kingdom. And here's the games that are you can use towards that store credit. It's Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp for the Switch, Bayonetta Origins for the Switch, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Dead Space for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, Elden Ring for the PS4, Evil West for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, Fire Emblem Engage for the Switch, God of War Ragnarok PS5, Gotham Knights PS5, Minecraft Legends Deluxe PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox Series X, and there's Resident Evil 4, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and even some older games like Yoshi's Crafted World for the Switch and Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS are eligible for this trade in.
All right, that goes against what I had seen, which you're definitely seen some more accurate what mine could ever be. But the source that I seen said that it pretty much was you sacrificed two of your favorite games like ever. growing, but that definitely makes a whole lot more sense just because you could easily be like, oh yeah, this game from the NES is like my favorite game of all time. Here you guys go.
Oh, you meant like any console ever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that'd be easy.
Yeah,
You just take in some
you're
junk
definitely making-
games or some duplicate games and
that's right. That's what I thought you could do, and just, but no, yours definitely making a whole lot more sense because you think you give them two of any of those type of copies, they're selling it for, I mean, they're reselling each one of those copies for at least $50 each.
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like even the older one, Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS, it goes for a lot where they don't make them anymore. So, um, you know, it's actually not a bad deal. I guess you could. I mean, they don't have to be your favorite games. Like if you have a game on Switch or Xbox or PlayStation that you don't really play or don't like Gotham Knights, it reviewed very badly. A lot of people don't even like that game, so they could just go and trade it in and not
Yeah,
even really
and it
miss
was
it.
exactly, and it's just like I said, it's you're just turning in two games that you've already either beat or you just don't like, and then if they're in that list, and then you're getting a $70 game for $20.
Yeah. So my two here, if I had them, I would pick Gotham Knights because it reviewed poorly. I mean, I haven't played it; it may be good, but Gotham Knights and Evil West because I've never played Evil West either. So I just picked those. I don't even know anything about Evil West.
Even though we've been saying it, we've been needing to play Gotham Knights, but we still haven't sat
Right.
down and put the effort into it yet.
Well, we don't have next gen consoles yet either. So
Alright. But yeah, that's how you guys can land if you guys are watching live. Uh, a $20 copy of Tears of the Kingdom,
yeah,
which it's well worth $70, but if you can get it for $20, I would definitely
that's a
do it.
steal. That's a complete steal. Colin
All
pulled
right.
me away from playing just to record with him.
I care about you guys more than what Ashton does.
Right. I'm just kidding.
Uh, Speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, the sales have finally got released, the free day sales.
All right. So actually, I'm going to do it three separate ways. I have some, if I can get it to open.
You can go above and beyond and redeem yourself for liking everybody. Go for it.
Right. I actually have sales for France, UK, and then just in general. All right. So
You
for,
say first release theirs.
what is it?
France was the first one to release theirs. That was the first article I seen before everyone else got their totals.
Yeah. France. So France sold 500,000, almost 500,000 copies within 3 days. I seen that they sold theirs, so almost 500,000 in 3 days, which outsold last year's best-selling game FIFA 23 in France with 420,000 copies for its entire
Which is a
year.
big soccer or football over there is
Right,
more popular than the everything else.
right, yeah. And then for the UK, after just 2 days, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was the eighth biggest Zelda game of all time, and it outsold Skyward Sword, The Wind Waker, and A Link Between Worlds in just 2 days in the UK. Now, for the actual sales that has been released, it says this is from Nintendo themselves. It says that has sold over 10 million copies worldwide in its first 3 days, becoming the fastest selling game in the history of the Legend of Zelda series. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is only the sixth game in 30 years to get both a Famitsu 40 score and an Edge 10 score. It says the award of both scores. Here's the other games that have got that: The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the first Bayonetta, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, GTA 5, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then Tears of the Kingdom. So there's one, two, three, four out of the six games to ever get those scores are Zelda games.
Says a lot.
It says a lot for Nintendo and their Zelda franchise. I mean, nothing against Mario, but there's no Mario on that list. Zelda's special with Nintendo goes all out on Zelda every single time they come out with a Zelda game.
Oh yeah. I mean, it definitely helps that there's more Switches on the market than any other console too. But
Right.
at the same time, it was also going to be a test of what was actually going to happen with that having that $70 price tag on it too.
Yeah,
Which saying that even if you think the sales will be even more higher if they would have done the $60, or do you think that
I
they
don't think
did
it
falter a little
matters.
bit because
Not
you don't think
not
they
with
would have
this
been
game.
regard?
Now, if it was a different type of game, say probably something like Pikmin, if they're going to release Pikmin 4 at $70, yeah, nobody would probably. I mean, I'm going to say nobody would buy it, but a lot of people would be like, I'll wait for a sale. But with it being a Zelda game, a sequel to Breath of the Wild, people are going to be like, I'll spend that extra $10, see what it's about. And after people seeing this game blow up online and seeing the scores at a 96 and 10 after 10, 10 out of 10 after 10 out of 10 on this game, people are like, I'm going to see what this game's about, see what the hype is.
They especially done it right with how they advertised it or lack of advertising anyways with it.
Right. Lack of advertisement make people more interested, and then just release a bunch of information at one time within the next, like the what, a month before release, a couple weeks before the
Mhm.
release. Just release a bunch of information, and that's how you sell games.
Yeah. So it was 10 million total in 3 days is what the worldwide sale was. I think there was two games that I seen that had it beat, and that was GTA 5, which pretty much, I mean, they released on next gen console. Well, no, it released on the 360 and PS3, didn't it?
Yep.
And then the next year was when the next gen's console came out. But anyways, it was a GTA game, so obviously they're always going to sell. Those are pretty much Nintendo's only competitors when it comes down to big games with
Right.
interest of everybody. So Grand Theft Auto and Cyberpunk 2077, the one game we give crap all the time, is the only
Everybody
two
bought it,
games to,
but it was completely broken.
because I believe Grand Theft Auto 5 had, I think, 13.6 million in the first 3 days, and Cyberpunk had 12.7. So, yet again, those are the only two games to beat this title, which my predictions were a little off because I didn't think it was going to outsell Splatoon 3,
I
and
knew it
it
would. I knew it would.
tripled
So, but those two games you mentioned that were ahead of Tears of the Kingdom, they also released on multiple platforms. This
platform.
is just the Switch exclusive. So that's pretty good for an exclusive console game to be third on that list.
And it's past where Breath of the Wild was
Yeah.
sales wise on the free mark. So it's already selling quicker than Breath of the Wild.
Which there are more Switches out there now than Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild was a launch title, but I'd still believe that Tears of the Kingdom will outsell Breath of the Wild eventually.
Well, Breath of the Wild was basically how I was talking about GTA 5. It was released on the prior gen console
Right.
first, anyways.
Right. It was released on Wii U and Switch, so yep.
So a lot of its sales, I mean, technically it came out on two things, so it had even more of a head start than what Tears of the Kingdom should have had in theory. Even though I know there's less we use on the market than what there are Switches by far, but
Yeah. But it's still, and I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's impressive numbers for this game as fast as it's selling. I knew it would sell fast, and I figured it would outsell Splatoon 3, but I didn't know it would sell this fast.
when do you think it'll hit the 30 million? Because that's what Breath of the Wild was pretty much at release day for Tears of the Kingdom.
When will it hit 30? Probably, I'd give it another couple weeks. Probably hit it.
Think that many more people are going to buy it? I mean, I know more people will buy it, but usually when the game starts, and you think this is 6 years that it took Breath of the Wild to get uh to 30 million.
Yeah, but it's already a third of the way there.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think Breath of the Wild started out at 6 million,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So it's almost doubled of what Breath of the Wild was starting out.
I'll give it at most, I'll give it a month and it'll be there because just how many Switches are out there and how fast it's selling. I mean, yeah, it's going to slow
And
down because
or for it.
people, what is it?
I think how many people are going to buy Switches for it, let alone it's
Right.
not even near the holidays.
Yeah. I mean, some people may buy a Switch for it that aren't, for some reason, doesn't have one in the 123 million that's sold out there. But even people that have already bought the game will can buy multiple copies because a lot of people buy a digital copy and a physical copy and leave it sealed, keep on the shelf. Some people buy a collector's edition and then the regular edition, so some people may buy multiple copies, but most of the sales obviously come from people that don't have the game yet. And there's still 123 million Switches and 10 million copies sold. There's still several million people that don't have the game yet. So,
Well, without doing your whole entire double purchase thing, there's 110 million people that don't have it yet.
right, exactly. So, it'll sell. It'll
Well,
get there.
100 yeah, definitely, definitely going to get up there. I don't think it'll be. I say it'll have it close come Christmas time. I don't think it'll be as quick as what you're saying in a month.
We'll see.
By the end of the year, I believe it will reach close to it. I say it'll be about 27 million by come January 1st. Do you think it's going to get game of the year at the end of the year?
Oh, yeah. Easy. No competition.
No competition. I don't know. Pikmin's looking
Oh, yeah.
pretty good for it.
What's even came out this year? Spider-Man for Sony's coming out later this year. Redfall, we know
And
that's not a competitor.
it's one.
What is it?
I'd say Spider Man will probably be the closest one.
Spider-Man and then Starfield for Microsoft. But who knows? It may release like Redfall did. So Spider-Man, yeah, that's a good game. All the Spider-Mans are good games, but it's still more of the same. You just swing around the city. This is this is different. Tears of the Kingdom's different. Yeah, it's a lot like Breath of the Wild, but they took what Breath of the Wild you didn't know was missing and made it better. They added
Yeah.
what Breath of the Wild you didn't know was missing until you played Tears of the Kingdom, and they made everything better, in my opinion.
And you won't know what's missing until you play Tears of the Kingdom.
Right, exactly. It's just a great game. If you haven't played it yet, buy it, play it, do yourself a favor.
What about by the way, Ashton? About 10, 15 minutes in is when you get that feeling again.
Yeah, yeah. I got it on
I know
stream,
we've,
so you can
I was
see.
going to say, I know we've put it both a lot of hours at this point.
Yeah, I haven't put as many in as what I wanted to at this point, but I still put several hours in.
I put in quite a few. I'm pretty proud of where I'm at right now with it.
Yeah, I'd be further in the quest if just I get sidetracked. I'm on my way to one of the four, regions or whatever, and then I get like, oh, there's a shrine there. I'll go ahead and hit that shrine. Then after I'm done with that shrine, it's like, oh, there's a tower I haven't unlocked yet. I'll go ahead and hit that tower, and then I'll be like, oh, there's a cave. Might as well see what's in there. I get sidetracked, and it takes me forever to do anything.
I don't usually. I try to avoid the caves. I'm not really a fan of the caves.
They have a
I mean,
lot
I
of
like it.
materials that are handy, especially if you explore the depths.
Yeah,
They're like those whatever I forget what they're called, but the that light up the place. They have a lot of those in them, so I get those. That way
oh,
I
the
don't
bright
run
bloom
out.
seed.
Yeah, yeah, the bright bloom seed. That way I don't run out of light while I'm down there.
Yeah, it's like I said, they're good. I like them. It's not really. my thing. It's like I said, that it's not bad by any means. The caves are not bad at all. But as far as actual preferability, I just prefer to be either in the sky or exploring Hyrule on the surface, seeing what's changed since Breath of the Wild. Since obviously the layout is a little bit different on the overworld.
So that is one thing I need to go do is go back to the sky. I haven't been back to the sky since I came to the surface, unless you count, on the way to the Rito temple or whatever. Technically, you make your way up to the sky, but you're not really exploring the sky islands or anything.
So I think two pretty much force you up into the sky, like how you said with Rito,
Yeah.
and then the Zoras put you up in the sky as well.
Okay. So I
So I
did
mean,
come across Zora's domain, but I didn't stop in and do the quest because I was wanting to do the Rito first. But I did walk through Zora's domain.
yep. All right, on to. I think this is the. We got time for one more.
Yeah. Breath
That was a quick 30 minutes.
Tears of the Kingdom takes up a lot of our time usually.
All right, Mortal Kombat 1 pre-order bonuses and beta, which really shocked me because I didn't even know that it was even close to coming out where I've been paying so close to Tears of the Kingdom.
Right. Yeah, everybody's been paying attention to Tears of the Kingdom. A lot of stuff slipped by. But yeah, it says so Mortal Kombat 1 is that what we talked about several episodes ago, Mortal Kombat 12 announcement. It's Mortal Kombat 1. Same game. It's not a I guess it is a reboot, but it's not a remake, if that makes any sense. But anyway, it says there are different Mortal Kombat 1 editions across PS5, Xbox Series S and X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch. The standard at $59.99 US dollars, premium at $109.99, and the collector's edition with a K at $249.99. Pre-order the game at major retailers like Amazon to get them by day one. And it says the standard edition includes Mortal Kombat 1, just the game. Premium edition includes the game and a combat pack. Early access to the game from Thursday, September 14th, 2023. Early access to 6 new playable characters and 5 new cameo fighters and 1,250 dragon crystals. And the collector's edition, the highest package, includes the game, the premium edition content, early access from the game Thursday, September 14th, 2023, a 16.5-inch Liu Kang sculpture, Liu Kang in-game character skin, 3 art prints, steel case, 1,450 additional dragon crystals, roughly 1 month before launch in August 2023. This beta will only be open to those who pre-order the game, which isn't that surprising. Currently, pre-orders for Mortal Kombat 1 are planned to go live within the coming day, May 19th, as of yesterday. So, if you're listening to this live or after this releases, you can pre-order and get all your extra stuff there. So, a lot of stuff in the collector's edition, especially.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot more of what you get in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Which Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. They got more characters than the Legend of Zelda series has probably combined in their whole entire existence,
probably. And
especially
plus,
playable characters.
Tears of the Kingdom, I mean, it's going to be the bigger game anyway. So, there's that. There's more
Oh yeah,
content in the game.
yeah. Which, like I said, it was still shocking that Mortal Kombat was even because it don't seem too long ago that what was it, 11 came out, or was that 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago, I'd say.
Well, I guess it makes sense because that's about what it is. How long they wait to release titles.
Yeah. You gonna pick it up?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know. I haven't got it since X, which I know there's only been 11 since X, but yeah. So I mean, I've skipped 11. I haven't played it at all, but I had all DLCs for X.
Yeah.
So, but I'm mainly playing the Switch now opposed to the Xbox, so don't really have much of a. Which I know they're on the Switch. It's just this whole entire, as we mentioned before, the 60 frames per second. I prefer to have Mortal Kombat on the higher frame rate.
Okay. Makes sense. But that's what you prefer.
That is what I prefer. Like I said, I can do it to shooters on 30 frames per second, as we mentioned with like if they was to bring Call of Duty, but when it comes down to Mortal Kombat, I prefer to have my higher frame rate.
All right. Yeah, for me, I
I'm
don't
spoiled.
really care. I I can get used to any frame rate unless it's if it's below 30, then no, that's unacceptable. But if it's 60, 30, 120, whatever, I can get used to the game at whatever frame rate it's running. Like 2K, on Xbox and PlayStation it runs 60, but on Switch it runs 30, and I can't. I mean, if you run with side by side, obviously you can, but we played several years of 2K on the Xbox, and going to the Switch, it didn't really bother me.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that is all the time we have for today. We definitely didn't get through near as many topics as what I thought we was going to, but there's always next week.
I might not even have to do any topics next week.
That's true.
Nah,
Ashton might get to be lazy like 1 week.
yeah, I might. Nah, I'll do at least a couple. But yeah, so guys, make sure to follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube. That's how you can watch our episodes live. And you can follow me on my personal YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever. Go follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We got TikTok, and buy our merch on Redbubble. It's all in the link in the description of every single episode we've ever released. All 39 of them, counting this one. So,
That's right. All right. I think it's all. Later, guys.
all right. See you guys next week.